Jessica, she said I was actually first. Feels weird. Um, Man, it's hot as hell out here today, so I'm on break. Jessica, she said, "What's up? Your dreads fighting with she bears?" Man, I just let my dreads do what they want to do. Like, look, my it's wild. My dreads wild. Like it's crazy. Like I don't manicure them at all. But it does act like a kind of shade. Like I said, we switch forecasts with the great reset on that burner. Yo, I need a new phone. Like my nephew's right, I need a new phone. Matter of fact, this ain't even the burner phone. This the burner. This the burner junk. I need a new. I need two phones. Somebody said dreads are gonna be hot in the summer sun. They're gonna get sun cooked. That's why my tips yellow. Like I have blonde hair. Like I have blonde tips because they just get cooked by the sun. Like somebody actually thought I took the time to dye the tips of my dreads blonde. Like no, this happens naturally because of the sun. Let my hair out in the summer. I've been doing it for the past 5 years. Jessica said you're just half white. I am. Whatever the fuck white means. How many chords a day do you split? I don't know. I'm slow. Like just one, maybe sometimes two. But like today, I'm gonna do one. I did a half a chord earlier. Then I'm taking a break right now. Then I'm gonna do another, another half. But if I'm working for someone, I can split like if I'm really hustling, I could crank out like one chord every hour and 30 minutes. Like with that using that splitter, I have to crank out like one chord. You know, splitter. Black lesbian poet. What? I've got a male brain. What that means? Somebody said 4 foot by 4 foot by 8 feet long is a lot of wood stack. Not really. Not when you're used to doing it. That's something short, and I'm falling behind. I need to hustle harder. I was looking at one guy, and he got like 50. He has 50 chords stacked already, like within the past 4 months. And I'm damn. Yeah, that's all I do. I only do true chords. I don't do face chords. I don't do ricks. I don't do none of those bullshit measurements. I get people the the real deal, like a real chord. Like I don't just say face chord and then show up with a truckload. Like I've never, cause I don't buy that shit. So I will never sell a rick. Like people be like, oh, let me get a rick. I don't need, like, what the fuck is that? And I think, like, I seen a post on Facebook. I think like a face chord is ha- like half a chord. Like I don't even know what the fuck that is. I do a quarter of a chord, half a chord, a full chord, two chords, and then I have bundles. It's like I don't do the first really nice day of spring. I say you need a cord for that busted phone. Phone on 1,000. And this shit about to overheat right now, sitting in the sun. It's hot as fuck out here. It's hot. That's why I put the wood right here. That's why I got the wood right here going up along this fence. Cause this is where the sun's gonna hit it. Like if I take you over there to that wood right now, like it was green when I split it and stacked it. And it's already starting to fray. Like it's cooking. Like the sun just beaming on it. That shit shrinking up. Takes about a year to let the wood dry. I'm gonna wait till we get like 100 people in here, then I'm gonna get to the subject matter at hand. I'm gonna wait till we have 100 people in here. I can work with wood. It goes against my nature. I'm gonna wait till we get 100 people in here. And then once 100 people get in here, I'm gonna wait till 2,000 people get in here, and then we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna go ahead and wait till 2,000 people get in here, and then we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into the subject matter. We're gonna start once 2,000 people climb on in. We're gonna start discussing the topics. And then once those 2,000 people climb in, we're gonna wait for a mass awakening to occur before I get into this. Secondhand sampler said, I'm gonna just wait until the midterm results are overturned. We gonna go ahead and wait for the mass awakening, and then we're gonna get into the subject matter at hand. Somebody said, hey BG, did you say you make your own charcoal? Care to elaborate? Well, the method is to get you 2 barrels. One barrel fits inside the other barrel. You fill it with wood, flip that upside down, then tuck in your kindling and other wood on the outside of the barrel. You get a lid, poke holes in the bottom, you get that on fire. You close the lid and you let that cook. And when you open the barrel, open the lid, it's gonna be charcoal. Like, it's easy to make, but I can make charcoal with the fire pit. And people have seen me do it. Like, I've showed you the end result of some of my burnings. I make charcoal, and that's what I used when I was on the grill the other day. Like, charcoal I made from the first cook. Somebody said no cooking today. Nope. No, I got the grills cleaned up and put up, seasoned the grill grates, and that's gonna be a wrap for that for like a couple weeks. I'm gonna wait for y'all to climb on in. Soon as 100 people get in the building, we're gonna start the program. So I said boiling the hot dogs today. No, I'm gonna keep it mellow today. That sun was on my ass earlier. Somebody said, you ever smoked meat? I don't even know what you mean by that. Larry Young said, what happened with what? What you talking about? Like, legit smoking meat? Somebody said, how do I make a hand grenade? I don't know, Google it. Not a true fire, just enough heat and smoke on the meat. Google will tell you how to make a hand grenade. You talking about that bomb that went off in the Bronx? Oh, that shit up there in New York. Like, damn, is it insensitive of me to say I don't care? No, I've never smoked beef jerky. Like, never. I've never smoked beef jerky. However, we do have a dehydrator. And I have made jerky in the dehydrator, but I've never smoked it. A dehydrator isn't smoking though. I might as well go ahead and do a fucking tool review on the dehydrator. That shit was expensive too. And I don't know if I'm satisfied with it yet. Lugwood, I know you said smoke meat. If you say smoke meat one more time, I'm telling you I have never made jerky by smoking it, but I have made it in the dehydrator. No, I've never smoked salmon. Yeah, dehydrators take forever. Yeah, I don't care about what's going on in New York. Like, at all. Like, I was walking past the, who had that shit on? That shit was just in the house. It was like they were talking about it. I was scrolling. I see that shit everywhere. I don't care. That one bird doesn't care neither. So I don't even eat mushrooms. It's New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. New York, if your dream consists of living in an apartment on top of a Subway, that's on top of a 7-Eleven, that's on top of a bodega, and paying $4,000 a month for a studio, then yes, New York is where your dreams can come true. Like, everyone knows this. Somebody said I'm in New York City, it's whack. Bro, if your dream is to, like, I can't imagine living in New York City. Even as somebody who kind of comes from a city, it's like, that's a lot. That's too much. Somebody said 6-hour stream to get to 100 watching. I'm gonna wait till 100 people get in here. Then we gonna talk about the fucking topic at hand. I don't care how long I have to wait. 6-hour, 10-hour stream. I'm not, who's a nigga that can pull a lot of people? I'm not Officer Tatum out here. I don't just hit this go live button and there's instantly 2,000 people watching for no fucking reason. All right, I gotta get my shit has to grow organically, just to keep rising slowly. The numbers. Wait till 100 people get in here, and then I'm gonna hold the rest of y'all hostage until the 100 show up, and then I'm gonna wait for a mass awakening, and then we gonna get into the topic. Somebody said, what happened to your impersonations? I still do them every now and then. I just don't. Hey, well, who do you want me to impersonate? Crazy F boy, if you say let's go one more time, I got a cashiering job I absolutely hate on 1 hour. Hey, you got to greet people like shit, huh? Somebody said do an Uncle Ruckus impression. I don't watch Boondocks. I don't even know how he sounds. Impersonate Kamala? No. Like my heart wouldn't even be in that. No. That's somebody said Ben Shapiro. Right, that's I'm too chill to do a Ben Shapiro impression right now. Somebody said do Stevie Wonder. Can you do Trump impression? I can't. Like I tried and failed. I can't. Somebody said because you smoking that good weed. I mean, there's a strong argument for that. Do Bill Cosby. I don't feel like discussing pudding pops right now. Somebody said do Denzel. I don't have no styrofoam cups to smack off a table right now. Somebody said do Will Smith. I don't know why I would do Will Smith. Like that's like he's not somebody, I don't know. Like you can't do an impersonation of him. Like he's like I don't know. Somebody said do a BG impression. I don't know. Sometimes I'll just point to random shit. I don't know. Somebody said Jada ruined that man. I mean, you could look at it like Jada ruined Will Smith, but I don't think that's the case. I think that their environment ruined them. Their professions. Like I think you can't just put that on Jada. Somebody said do a Richard Pryor impression. I don't even think Richard Pryor was funny. Somebody said it's the entanglement. Shout out to August Alsina. Somebody said Will Smith and Jada have a really strange relationship. I mean, it's no stranger than what most of Hollywood relationships are. I mean, they're just out in the open with it. There's a lot of people like that. It's actually kind of normal. Like, that's normal. It's just they decided to reveal it. It's like that's on some red table talk shit. So now you know, and you think about them in that way when really it's a lot of people living like that. I mean, you could say the same thing for a lot of the people in the live chat right now. There's somebody listening to me right now whose wife is out there fucking, sucking, and slutting right now, and they know about it and won't do anything about it. But look at Will Smith and Jada and be like, oh, that she ruined him. You know, it's like your wife out there fucking, sucking, slutting, and you get off on it. You get off on it, and then you want to talk about Will Smith and Jada and what they're doing. Man, that shit normal now. Like like you would be surprised at the amount of swingers out here. Like people, like relationships where you got the man sleeping with somebody else's wife in the same bed that his wife is sleeping with someone else's husband. Like, there's people that get off on that shit. Somebody said BG live stream, fresh and fit. And the only reason I know about fresh and fit is because some shit came up on my timeline about Kwame Brown, and he was talking about Tommy Sotomayor, and I was like, well, what the fuck, that nigga? I haven't listened to that nigga in years. I go over there and he's like doing fresh and fit interviews, and then I hear about what the fuck they're talking about, like alpha male and the this shit crazy, like how to be an alpha male and shit wild, son. Somebody said impersonate Hunter Biden. I don't smoke crack though. Somebody said alpha male sounds so 2016. Somebody said I miss John McDonald. Man, shout out to John McDonald. You know, the homie can come back. Like, damn. Like, I'm not even really mad at you. And you don't have to miss him. He's here. John McDonald is watching this right now. Like, he didn't go nowhere. Like, he's just not public about it. He's in the bushes listening to me right now. Somebody said, shout out to Michael Malice. I don't know too much about Michael Malice. Elliot was a candle in the wind. BG, what's your take on Charleston White? I mean, I heard one interview on Charleston White. He had some. I mean, what he said about gangbanging in general was 100. Like, that was 100% the truth. But I mean, he's an entertainer. Shay 1900, get out. Why do people listen to Howard Stern? I don't even know what Howard Stern, I don't even know him like that. I don't know what I've never listened to Howard Stern, so I don't even know what he talks about. Michael Malice would never drive an Altima. What's the bear in people's YouTube name thing about? Oh, is this comedian Owen Benjamin, and people that follow his comedy, they often identify themselves as with like a bear emoji, like bears. So they make up names put themselves in their bears. They watch on Benjamin. I'm really annoyed they made a law in the UK that we can't work Saturday jobs anymore until we finish school. I thought they were Bear Independent followers. Who the fuck is Bear? I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of bears. There's a lot of bears running around here. As long as they not she bears. Good goodness grace, no she bears. They tore 42 children to pieces because Alicia cursed them. I want Freedom Wood Chips. Bear Independent is cool too. I never seen Bear Independent. I don't know. Do you mail to Culpeper? Bro, I will drive to Culpeper. Like, you're my neighbor. Like, don't do that. Yes, I will mail to Culpeper. I will also show up to Culpeper. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about moving to Culpeper. Somebody say you haven't used a wood chipper in a while. I'm gonna pull it out to make some wood chips for the garden beds. Do you mail to Michigan? I don't mail nowhere. I haven't mailed anything anywhere. Shout out to T Powell. I'm gonna mail her some wood chunks. But she's local. She's in Virginia. That's like a 4-hour drive though, but you know. But I need them Freedom wood chips. Or you can go get you a wood chipper. Somebody said, look at this dreadhead. Yeah, it's like I might as well start selling like herbs and introduce a new diet and talk about sun-cooked foods and veganism. You know, I might as well preach a vegetarian lifestyle. Wear the Ankh. I said no veganism. Yeah, but you know, a lot of the older like guru types, like dreadhead people, they're on some like super veganism shit. Like, what about the keto lifestyle? Anyone up for that? Bro, I'm not up for no diets. I'm not up for people like just being like, yo, this is the diet, this is the way, this is what you follow, and because we're all different, so that shit doesn't matter. So I say keto overrated. Like, people will combat veganism with meat diet. They'd be like, well, the meat diet, and then somebody be like, but vegetarianism, and then it becomes left wing, right wing. It's like, I mean, if you making progress in your life, that's good for you. But I don't think it works on like a broad spectrum. Like, I said vegan is an old Indian word that means poor hunter. I'll eat some Ethiopian food, but I'm not eating fake chicken nuggets or something. What the fuck? Or Ethiopian food is good. I can't say nothing bad about Ethiopian food. Somebody said what I'm trying to figure out is where do all the animals go if we don't consume them? Cattle, I thought the contribute to carbon emissions. Yeah, that's why I don't get shit like Meatless Monday. Like they're trying to make Meatless Monday a thing, or they were, and it was like if cow farts are such a thing, then it's like maybe we need to eat more of them. But it's all bullshit. Ethiopians are in 2014 on their calendar. Ethiopians are also ducking bullets from their neighbors. Like Ethiopia has been in a war for forever. Man, y'all climb on. I'm gonna wait for us 6 more people to get in here. Up, it dropped back down to 92. We gonna keep waiting there. I'm gonna wait till I'm waiting till that shit said 94. That shit said 94. Then I said I'm gonna wait for six more people to get in the building, and then that shit went back down to 92. So I was like, yo, you got a live stream for 5 hours just to get 100 people to watch. I was like, politicians should go back to doing duels instead of dragging nations to war. Can you imagine the difference between cow farts and dinosaur farts? I don't believe in dinosaurs. But I would imagine dinosaur farts would have been intense. I mean, going with the science they're using to establish the fact that cow farts, are really damaging the climate. It's like, yo, could you imagine a Tyrannosaurus Rex fart? Like a wet Triceratops fart. Like, how the fuck? I don't even know how the earth is even livable after all those farts. Like a wet Triceratops fart could like rip a hole in the ozone. How the fuck do you repair the ozone? If cow farts are bad, what about Triceratops farts? Like, how the fuck did the atmosphere repair itself? Somebody said, I hope the topic is how dinosaurs are just a fairy tale. Bruh, it's 98 people. We gonna wait till 2 more people get in the building. Pterodactyl farts. Bruh, pterodactyl farts crucial. And they fly, so their asses are literally right there in the ozone. They're ass up in the atmosphere. It's like, how the fuck did Earth support life after pterodactyl farts? You know how many countless pterodactyl farts? And then they was like, yo, dinosaurs roamed the earth. And they was like, it wasn't no people when dinosaurs was on. I was like, yo, it had to smell like dumpster juice. It was nothing but Tyrannosaurus Rexes and long necks and Triceratops every fucking where. The earth smelled like dumpster juice. The earth smelled like ass water. Tufted tit farts. So I said tufted tit farts. Man, shout out to the tufted tit mice. Yo, that's wild. But they're too small to make an impact. Somebody said 102. All right, now we need to wait for the mass awakening. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But now we have to wait for the mass awakening. I'm waiting for people to wake up. Now we have to wait for people to wake up. Yeah. Now I need people to wake up to the Medici family, to the evils of the Medici family. Yeah. Somebody said the mass awakening is a fantasy. None of the masses are waking up to shit. Somebody said 2 more people to flatten the curve. Just keep prolonging it and shit. Now I need 125 people in here, and then we're going to do something. Then we're going to talk about fuck off the gator. Somebody said more than just Rockefellers, Medici. Medici and them. And you can't just say Medici, you gotta say Medici and them. BG, you still had a fossil fuel over there? Oh yeah, it's sitting right there on the wood chipper. BG has 6 million views. We're gonna wait for 110 people. And then we're gonna talk about they make it attainable. Like they make it imaginable. Like, oh, we got the 100 now. It's like you're not gonna do what you said you were gonna do. And then they move it up slow, like just a little bit. They don't do nothing extreme. They be like, now we're at 110. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and wait for like 102 people to get in here. And then we're gonna go ahead with the program. And then you wait, 102 people show up, you're like, we need 110. Yeah, we need 110 because without that 110, then you get to 110 and now they're like 3,000. Yeah, we just need 3,000 people. And then you get 3,000 people, you're like, we just need a mass awakening at this point. Like there's Medici and them ain't playing no games. There's nothing else we can do. We just need a mass awakening. All right, so man, let's this boy finna change the goalposts more than politicians in a sweet and sour sniffle. Yo, all right, so we all in here right now. Yo, what skin color do you think Adam had? Adam from the Bible. Now I want to get back into this because my stream got fucked up. I did early. Like I want to ask everybody. Like, I typically don't talk about this type of shit, but I'm trying to make a point. Like, what? Somebody said with a super chat. Butterfly said brown. Who else? Somebody said who gives a fuck? I'm going somewhere. Who else? Adam was caramel. I'm talking to like Bible believers. I'm not talking to you Big Bang, a big tortoise bust a nut and it exploding in the stars and universes and then a multiverse and then Spider-Man was born. I'm not talking to those people. Somebody said 100% white. What else? Somebody said tan. Adam was black, Cain was white. Bro, that's the dumbest answer I've gotten. So how the fuck Adam was... All right, listen. How the fuck was Cain white? Was he an albino? Who would have descended? Do you know albinos? They still produce. They don't produce albino children. Somebody said darkness. I mean, they're all good answers, but going from Genesis 2:7, saying that Adam was created from the dirt, was created from the soil, I would assume he shared my skin complexion. That's just assuming that. Now, the issue of race, which isn't an issue because I don't believe in race. One might ask themselves, where did white people come from? Where did white people come? It was one guy was like 100% white. Adam was white. All right, Adam was white. I'll give you that. Where the fuck did black people come from? Keeping it biblically based. Don't say aliens or don't say, and keep in mind the scripture does not support a subhuman species. If you believe the creation, somebody said Tar, if you believe the creation account as handed down to you in the scriptures, then where the fuck did races come from? No, but somebody said Bible doesn't support any evolution, but you do have certain type of people that believe the creation account in the scriptures, and then they also believe that they'll say like black people still came from apes, or like some more science / 5% where the white man was created in a cave by a black man. Like, you got some wild shit going on. I just want to know where races come from. Okay, so you have Adam, the first man. His descendants are who? You. And you could say Eve was white because she came from a rib and bones are white or whatever. Numbers 1:18 says you are after the house of your father. And clearly your father was made from dirt. So where the fuck did races come from? T Black said maybe the fact the Bible doesn't mention, maybe the fact that color isn't really mentioned makes the whole color race thing irrelevant. I'm not even going there. It's non-existent. Like, it's non-existent. That's where I'm going. Like, I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm not trying to put people on defense mode or start heading to Google so they can copy and paste shit and start acquiring links to, like, just battle ideology. I'm just putting it in the simplest terms as possible. Race does not exist. You cannot look at your offspring as a different race from your brother's offspring. And if you believe that man came from or descended from one man, Adam, which means man, then at what point did different races come into play? Like, at what point, if we all descend from Adam, the first man, at what point did race come into the picture? Hey, what Jabroni said when my bike got stolen. I really want to know. I really want to know. Like, as a matter of fact, if you remember the account in Genesis, you know, you had people building skyscrapers, trying to reach the heavens, but which ultimately led to language being confounded, so they can't conspire. So they started speaking different languages. That's in Genesis. When they started speaking different language, did they become a different race? Somebody said, were there races before the Tower of Babel? There were never different races. That's just simply what I'm saying. There were at no point in history were there ever different races. Somebody said, does mind speak real? I don't know. But the reason I say there were never any different races, bro, it's all one race. And I know people get sick of hearing people speak about that. And I know people feel a need to combat a narrative because they feel like the Jews are foisting upon them something that's counterproductive to the culture they perceive they have. And I get that. I get we're all different. I get where we come from, like in the country. I get where we come from in the country is often used to determine what type of person you are. And a lot of the time it's based on the color of one's skin. But the concept of race is an illusion. Coming from my own personal biblical belief. Like, if you want to believe in evolution, then there's an argument there for it. We just evolved into different species, and then you got the Asians, and they had like eyes, and they can't see, or whatever the fuck you want to, I don't know. But speaking, just putting it simply, your offspring are not considered to be a different race than your brother's offspring. So when we had Adam and Eve, their offspring was all one race. Just one. That's it. That's it, just one race. Cain and Abel, it doesn't matter what happened between them. Cain's offspring was the same thing. They were the same. Now, did people move and settle into different territories? Of course. Then a flood happened. And then what? Noah's Ark. So Noah and his 3 sons, who were all the same race, Shem, Japheth, and Ham. Same race. They all descend from Noah. They had 3 sons. They were scattered throughout the corners of the earth. Did that then make them different races? West Africans have 19% ghost species, no fossil records. How the fuck do you know that? How do you know? Man, listen, I don't trust nothing these people say. They'll look you in the eye and tell you carbon dating and then tell you dinosaurs exist. Like, these are the same people that'll look you in the eye and be like, yeah, we came from a tortoise busting a nut. And that nut exploded in the stars and atmosphere and gas and suns and universes and a Hulk. They'd be like, yeah, a tortoise busting a nut created Thanos. And then people want to use percentages as if anything these people have to say is legit. People will be like, oh, with the carbon data determined that right around here 2 million years ago was like the first black woman that was on the earth, and the bones are of a woman and clearly not of a fucking possum. They just, it's a better theory than a dirt pile and a rib. But can you prove it? No, you can't. So what you have is faith, right? Because you can't prove it, can you? At least not physically. It's just a theory. So why not acknowledge it's the same for me? It's a theory, but it's faith. We just have different faiths. Trust the science, BG. They don't like when you do that. And they have networks of intelligence agencies which then have blackmailed company CEOs. The only people I want to get rid of are those that drive slow in the left lane. Nah, because this is where I'm going. Like you have Christians emailing me about my views on race because I don't believe in race. Because they'll say that, and people use this excuse too. People use what their perceived opposition feels and try to use that and twist it and make it justify their position. Like a lot of people on race mixing will be like, oh, the Jews don't believe in race mixing and they're pushing it. Well, that's not entirely true. As a matter of fact, they know in order to conquer nations, you must mix. Well, Jews who aren't Jews, Zionists, you marry into other families to get a position within different societies for which then you can conquer from. Like you get nowhere staying within your own race. But it ultimately boils down to a tribal thing. You see what I'm saying? Like there's people that have preferences, and then there's people that have a need and a will to survive. They don't have the luxury of saying, oh, I'm not going to put my dick in that woman. Ew. You know? I'm talking about throughout history. I'm not talking about what's going on now. And then you just have man and woman. You just have man that dominates. So oftentimes in the lands that man invades, they sleep with the women. They don't abstain from the women, they sleep with the women. That is a sign of domination. And then they raise that offspring with their values. You see how that works? Somebody said Spaniards. You can say that. I mean, Mexicans are still here today. Look at them. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, like, if not to play into the world's hand like that, but no, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. What about the Eurasian collared dove? I've never used race to describe animals. Of course not. Like I'm not looking at a blue tit and a brown tit, and I'm like, oh, they're different races. Shit is fucking stupid. Like you don't look at a black German Shepherd and a white German Shepherd and be like a gray German Shepherd, be like, oh, they're different races. Like there's black wolves and white wolves. They run in similar packs. They run in the same pack. As soon as I said blue tit, one pulled up right there. Like there's a blue tit right there. Somebody said I look at deer and bird and say they're different races. That's not true. They're different species. I mean, you do know with the creator's design, certain species can't procreate with certain species. Unless genetically modified to do so, I guess. Well, I don't know how the fuck that works. But I don't know. A pig isn't just going to lay down with a horse and have babies. Somebody said that's a Mossad blue tit. There's a strong argument for that. Somebody said I see a gator. But I mean, it just proves like y'all can hold on to y'all racial prejudices. Hey, I don't give a fuck, but I put some thought into this. Like it just proves that we are indeed the same. Even you got some super crip blood, super racial white people that run around talking about how they are Jacob, descendants of Jacob, and the black man is Esau, which is fucking retarded when you think about it, because Esau means red man. And he had red hairs on his body, which is fucking stupid. But then it's like they'll look at you like as if you're another species. But then it's like, yo, they shared the same womb and were twins. So then that would make the black man and the white man brothers. And then none of this shit accounts for like Asian people. Like, where the fuck Asian people come from? I just refuse to believe those people were that hue. Somebody said, is that a Rasta hat? Man, it's just a regular hat. I don't... This is basic. It's the beanie. I grabbed one of these off Tim Pool's desk when he fired me. Somebody said, what was I working on? That. Getting that together. Somebody said Esau willingly gave his inheritance to Jacob. Jacob was a little bitch. Like Jacob was a bitch. And he was a talebearer. Jacob's mom told him to stop talebearing. I know the gator sounds wild over the phone, but it sounds normal here. Like nothing's wrong with it. Somebody said, what happened to Liberia? I don't know. I don't know why people keep saying that. What happened to it? Somebody said, what made you want to talk about race today, BG? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I don't believe in race. People are mad about that. And yeah. Like as a societal construct, yeah, I agree that different races exist because that's what people have in their heads. But from the beginning, that was not so. And in humans' history, that is a relatively new concept. Race being the skin color and not someone's tribe or ethnicity. Somebody said we all need to pitch in to pay for swimming lessons for BG this summer. Yeah, if y'all pay for it, I'll go. Run them donations. Somebody said, is a white Toyota better than a red one? Bro, it's all the same. It doesn't matter which one you get. They both drive slow as fuck in the left lane. Somebody said, came here for solace. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about nothing divisive today. I'm chilling today. We just chilling. Might end up splitting some wood. Matrix Breaker, I'm glad you here. Why you call Jim Bob kids mutts? Why you do that? You said because they mutts. Somebody said, dang, fam, why though? Nah, I was looking for Matrix Breaker this morning. I was like, because I seen this shit yesterday. I was just talking. I was cleaning my grills. And then people was like, oh, he got banned from Jim Bob's live chat. And I was like, who the fuck got banned? And I didn't notice it was Matrix Breaker. And then I saw the meme that he made about you. And I was like, Matrix Breaker? I was like, what the fuck are you doing on Jim Bob's live stream calling his children mutts and expecting not to get banned? Like, that's fucking retarded. Like, he doesn't play like that. And then you called him a race mixer. I'm like, bro, I'm a hell of a race mixer, bro. I'll mix the shit out some shit. I'll get one of those pots with a little whisk and a whipping bowl and mix it. I do the Fruit Loop with it. Now, I don't know if you trolling him or what. I don't know what the fuck going on with that. But I don't even know why people who adhere to that doctrine would even watch me. Because you know how I feel about it. That's why I said earlier, I fuck white women. Like, I give zero fucks about what another person think about race or what they think is best for the purity of their perceived race. And I don't give a fuck about white neither. And I also don't give a fuck about black supremacists telling young men to stay away from white women. Like, all that shit is just gay to me, son. So if somebody want to be like, oh, you're a fucking race mixer, you damn right. Yup, all that. I found that when people are saying the right things, the vision is about ideas. Man, listen. I don't have nothing else to say. And then it's like, people be like, oh, if we keep mixing, we'll all be the same. And I know a couple of y'all in here, but I'm just asking y'all a question. People like, yo, we keep sleeping with each other, we all gonna be the same. We gonna be the same race, and that's what they want, a one race, one world order, one world religion with one race of people. Bro, you do realize we are all mixed the fuck up, right? So, how the fuck is it? How is it that we still come out different? And don't give me the mixed kids come out confused shit. Because my great granddad was white. So what the fuck is that about? But I still come out with this you. What the fuck is that about? Somebody said, stay quiet, the Blue Jays know. Like, son, I swear, I promise you, you're all mixed the fuck up. That's why maybe that's why people be like white. We gotta save the white race. Because they don't know what the fuck they are. They can't pinpoint it down. They can't narrow it down. And they're like, what is white? And they're like, I don't fucking know. We just gotta save it. It's like, what the fuck is that? No one wants to be American. No one ever brings up Americans and any type of ethnic. It's always like European. It's like, I don't know. I look at background, I look at culture. Ethnically speaking, certain people do have certain points. But the theory that race is the skin color is bullshit. And I believe that's where people fall short. And I also believe that people will point to the Jews and be like, see, they're staying within their own race, wrong, which is how they gain power. The real ones that you say own you. Yeah, the real ones you say own banks and shit. Yeah, they marry into Saudi royal families, all types of shit. Like all of this shit, people are just filled with worldly dogmas and doctrines. Just calcified error and teachings of man that has an agenda. Like, but you can't call racism was invented to destroy Indians. The real ones that people say own us only made across the family dinner table. And people will point to that and be like, see, they fucked their mothers and sisters and cousins. This is what we should be doing if we want to stay pure. Like, how the fuck do you reconcile the differences between, and you keep that ideology, how you go and you claim to be white and you want to fuck a white woman, how you know she not German, but you're Italian? And then where the fuck, who did the Italians descend from? Who did the Spaniards descend from? Where the fuck did they come from? You know? Or she's British and you're Russian. Like, that shit, all that shit stupid. Then now you gotta keep track. Now you gotta walk around with a fucking Palm Pilot. Now it's like, yo, I'm gonna need that test before, you know, we keep courting each other. I'm gonna need that lineage test. Like, shit fucking retarded. You might as well fuck your cousin at that point if you want to keep it pure. At that point, you might as well fuck your cousin. Some of y'all just need to go on and fuck your cousins. Like, you might as well. That's the only way shit pure. That's it. That's it. And then you look at people, and Bob Marley is an example. It's like, yo, you look at Bob Marley, people be like, oh, he black. His dad was just as white as he could be. Dad just as white. Bob Marley was British. His dad was British. Pale. An albino woodchuck colored Negro. That was Bob Marley's dad. Look at Bob Marley. Bob Marley was my complexion. Look at Bob Marley's children. They're getting darker and darker. They're his grandchildren. It's like, do you think his grandchildren will ever be like, yo, my great-great-great granddad was white? No, they're just gonna be like, we're all black. But are they? No, because you got some British in you, son. And now you got to keep track of that shit, and then it's like you try to do the lineage thing, and then you go to Numbers 118, and it says you are after the house of your father, and Bob Marley's father was British, white man. So now it's like his descendants, are they white? Are they white? Are they black? And then people be having a racial draft and be like, nah, we claim him on our side. And they be like, on what grounds? They be like, well, the mama was black. And they be like, and the kids look black. And they be like, but his father was white. And then those kids, they grow up thinking they black and then get on some black supremacist shit. And then the whole time, it's like, yo, great granddaddy was the white man. Would you want to kill yourself now? Like, how the fuck do you give reparations to that? What if something were to occur? How the fuck do you give reparations for that? But pay attention to where Bob Marley's children were raised. See, they weren't raised over there in the UK. No, they were raised in Jamaica. See, so there goes that cultural aspect to it that defines the ethnicity. Now, they could have easily went over there to the UK and had accents. Just, good day, I would like a spot of tea. Boris Johnson, their big homie. They still would have been Bob Marley's children. Would that have made them a different race? No, it wouldn't have. Maybe if they went up north, maybe if they followed their father northbound, maybe they would have came out lighter and lighter with each generation. And it's the same thing with a lot of white people, got a lot of black in them. And then they be like, we got to keep our race pure. And the whole time, a nigga was your great granddaddy. Yeah. Your mom was sleeping with a nigger. And had your great granddaddy. And look at you come out pale, just an albino woodchuck looking motherfucker. And now you out here talking about, oh, we gotta save the white race. And really your genetic makeup is nigger. Boy, you blacker than me. And I'm talking about all that she was raped. Now your mom loved it. Your mom loved it. Your mom wanted some black dick. She got some black dick and had your great granddad. Don't say, oh, the black man raped a white woman. No, they wanted it. And their offspring is you, your weak ass. We gotta keep the white race pure. Nigga, you might as well fuck your cousin now. A bunch of cousin fuckers. That's how you gonna keep it pure. You might as well do what Lot did. Lot from the Bible, he had to sleep with his daughters because there was no one else around. Whoever the fuck Lot's descendants are, them niggas is wild. If you want to keep it cracking, keep it pure, you might as well do what the witch covens do. They fuck the males in their family so they don't weaken the bloodline. That's some real bloodline shit. Dave Smith said, I don't think so. Dave Smith, I don't think races exist. I think that's another thing we have been lied to. It's not even a lie. It's like a joke that went too fucking far. That you can't take back now because it has become a thing. One of those things. And this is why I just always default back to being made in the image of my creator. Like all the rest of this shit is just irrelevant to me. It really is. But since you are after the house of your father, and it is a cultural thing, an ethnic thing, the scripture does talk about being equally yoked. In my case, I am equally yoked. Someone gave up their traditions and practices to follow my faith. And in return, I offer a life bond right there. So we are the same tribe, even though one might look at my wife and be like, oh, she's German. I mean, Irish or German or whatever the fuck she is. She doesn't even know. Just fucking German. I don't know what the fuck she is. Well, her mom's O'Sullivan, so Irish. But her dad's like German. Half Hitler. Just call her half Hitler. Just half Hitler. You know? Like none of that shit matters. You know? That's just how I look at it. And then people be like, oh, we gotta stay away from all white women. I'd be like, yo, these white women out here, they don't fucking know you, son. Like they weren't raised nowhere near you, around you. They don't fucking know you. How the fuck do you keep races from it? Now I want to talk about this shit. Like races. Like how the description of race that comes to mind when people think about it. How do you keep them from mixing? Somebody give me an answer. How do you keep races from mixing? How do you do that? Somebody said bullets. They tried it. It didn't work. There's nothing new under the sun. Like how do you keep races from mixing? Somebody said separation. They tried it. It didn't work. All of that was tried. People built walls, villages with fences, all types of shit. Invaders still came, saw, and conquered. As long as there are resources there, man from another area will go there. And once man from another area gets there, men do what men do. They fuck. Look at South Africa right now. Look at what happened in Darfur. The Arabs and the Africans. Look at what happened with that shit. Like it's impossible. That shit is a pipe dream. Somebody said the Spanish. The Spanish had it right. They fucked women of another land to conquer. Do you think for 1 second, if the Spaniards had landed on the coast of South America and were just like, no, we need to keep our dick to ourselves. These aren't Spanish women. Do you think they would have expanded like they did? Fuck no. And there's probably somebody out here that really thinks that. And then they'll talk about King Alexander and how he was great. You know why, right? You know how he expanded his empire, because he told his soldiers, yo, in these foreign lands we conquer, fuck the women. Give them nothing but the hard dick. Yeah. Bust all types of nuts, get them pregnant, and raise the kids with Grecian values. He didn't sit there calling the offspring between his soldiers and the women of foreign lands mutts. Those were soldiers. It's like you're only confused when you don't know who you are, which leads me to believe that a lot of white people don't know who they are because they consider themselves to be white, not Greek. King Alexander was Greek. He knew what he was fighting for. It's just that simple. So what values do Greeks have? All right, so we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go to all other villages. We're gonna go to Rome, Italy. We're gonna go everywhere. We're going to expand into Asia. Yeah, and we gonna fuck some shit. We gonna fuck. We gonna fuck and raise those kids with Grecian values. See, it's the values that are important. Those are your soldiers. No one looked at them like, oh, mixed. Maybe later on, but no, those were soldiers. That is how you conquer. Till this day, Mexicans are still speaking Spanish, but complaining about the white man raping their grandmothers. It was like the white man came to the shores and started raping our great grandmothers. But they'll say it in Spanish. It's like, that's not your indigenous language. Like, you do know that, right? They don't even know what their indigenous language. There's only a cut, like 2% people left that actually know that shit. And that 2% comes from the people that the Spaniards couldn't fuck. Like, they couldn't reach certain pockets going inland. So they was like, oh man, we tapped out. All right, but we got this offspring over here. They're gonna be Mexicans, Guatemalans, Mexicans, Chileans, El Salvadorians. But then there was like a little pocket. It was like deep in the villages that they couldn't get to. So they just stayed like, I don't know. Like they got all they hit, like all that shit just, it's wild, son. But it's like you can't keep, especially in like a modern era. Like you are retarded if you think you're gonna have a fucking ethno state. Israel isn't even a fucking ethno. And I hear everybody mention the Sephardic Jews and the Ashkenazi Jews. No one talks about the Falasha Jews at all. The Falasha Jews, like no one talks about them. Granted, they may not be getting treated right. I don't know. But that's a fucking thing. It's like, you know how many people claim to be Jews? Like then you got Palestinians in Israel, like you Jordanians, Armenians, like that shit isn't just Israelites, fake ass Israelites. Somebody said Genghis Khan got down because he was supposed to. So my buddy is Mexican. He always say we stole Texas. I told him if we give it back, you move to Oklahoma. Texas wasn't stolen. It was fucked. It was fucked. But that's how you win wars. Like most people think about the bullets. Most people think about, oh, you know, we need more men than them. We got to get strong. No, you fuck. You fuck yourselves into victory. Like you gotta fuck. You gotta fuck. You don't think those Puritans that came here was getting busy with them Indians? You don't think they was getting busy with the Indians? As a matter of fact, isn't that a Disney movie? With that nigga John Smith and Pocahontas? You fuck. It's like you now you have a bargaining chip for the village now because they don't accept you, but it's like, yo, you got her daughter, you got his daughter, and now it's like, you know, I have some bargaining power. You know, you marry in a different. Somebody said Elizabeth Warren. Man, fuck that bitch. It's like you know, that's how you get your foot in the door. And then I can hear black women now talking about, well, what about us? We gonna fuck y'all too. Don't. What part of what I'm talking about do you not understand, nigga? This ain't no, I don't want her. Her attitude is bad. Nah, we fucking. everything, every, every, you can't shame men for wanting the woman. Like that's what people are doing. People are doing that more and more. You have people that look at interracial marriages the same way that people in the 80s used to look at homosexuals being together. That's crazy to me. That's fucking crazy. You know? It's like somebody will have more shit to say about interracial. I hate that term. Somebody will have more shit to say about an interracial union than a homosexual union. You know, like what Pete Buttigieg did is all fine. They be like, oh yeah, Pete Buttigieg. What's the other gay nigga name? Dave Rubin. People look at Dave Rubin like, yeah, oh yeah, Dave Rubin. You know, that shit kind of wild, but you know, love is love. And then see me with my wife and be like, oh fuck no. But I guess it's okay for Dave Rubin because he keeping it within his race, right? Dave Rubin and his husband is the same race, so I guess it's all good then. Like men naturally are attracted to what they can procreate with. You do have preferences. I'm not saying that. There's some black women that only want to be with black men. You got black men that only want to be with black women. There's nothing wrong with that. And white women that want to be with white men. However, I will put my royal rod in a worthy woman. I don't give a fuck about her skin color. You see what I'm saying? See, that's preference. I respect your preference, respect mine. People act like I'm inherently flawed because I see things the way I see things. Somebody said they not playing about their women, but they can't keep them. See, when you get to talking like that, you open yourself up to criticism. Like, I can't give you the secret on what to do. All I'm saying is, usually when you try to stop it, they typically do the opposite of what you want them to do. So if Jordan Peterson tells me to stay away from Michaela Peterson, I don't know, Michaela Peterson might start finding me more attractive. That's all I'm saying. And I will be going on her podcast. You know, I don't give a fuck about Jordan Peterson's warnings. He told me to stay away from his daughter. Fuck him. I'm just proving a point. I'm just making a point. You know? Somebody says same-sex attraction happens throughout nature. It's natural, but it's a flaw like dwarfism. Man, you have, what can you procreate? I'm speaking of procreation. Like, this isn't, like, people will look at, like, people of different races. Swear to God, I hate that word. I gotta find something else. And they'll look at it like homosexuality or something. Like, no, that's, homosexuality isn't fucking normal. And we are not animals. You know, we have that spark of divinity within us that sets us apart. We are set apart, which is why we have dominion over the beasts in the fields and the birds of the sky. Like, by default, we are set apart in that aspect. Now, can I procreate with an Asian woman? And that makes it natural. You got people that like to fuck horses. You got women that fuck horses. You got one, what was that? It was one show on TV. This woman, she was like, yeah, I kind of like my horse. You could fuck A woman can fuck a horse all day long. Will she get pregnant by that horse? No, not at all. She fucks horses. She will not get pregnant by a horse ever. You have women that fuck other women. Can that other woman get her pregnant? No. So that's my barometer for what's natural and what's not. Like your union doesn't produce fruits. Like you could fuck a dog. Some women that get too comfortable with their dogs, got the dog all up in the bed. They, they get the spooning. It's like, yo, your dog fuck you. Can you have your dog's kids? No, you can't. You cannot have your dog's kids. I don't give a fuck how much you like that dog. I don't give a fuck if you marry your dog under some weird new law. You cannot have kids with your dog. Like humans aren't wired like that. Because we are set apart. We're not the same as animals. So if you engage in that behavior, you're fucking weird. Like, and you need to be kept in the basement or put down. But can I procreate with the Ethiopian woman? Can I procreate with a British woman? Do white men hate it? But does it fucking matter? Do the hardcore black people only type hate it? Yeah. Does it fucking matter? No. Somebody said it does matter. How the fuck does it matter? How does it matter? Brandon, this his dog, Major Tiller dog, lost his mind and started biting everyone. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Somebody said Dr. Umar is disappointed. Fuck Dr. Umar Jackson. Fuck Dr. Umar Johnson. Let me go on record saying that. Dr. Umar Johnson, I seen that bullshit interview. He does not respect black men with white women. Now, his reason for that is because he is a Pan-Africanist. He believes we are, all black people are Africans. We come from Africa. Africa is the motherland. This, that, and the third. If you believe that the white man and all this other shit is keeping black people down, then why not fuck white women? It sounds like he's just, if I was in that world, I would feel like Dr. Umar Johnson is white supremacy. Like, why the fuck else would you want me to stay away from a white woman? If that could bridge gaps, if that can fix relationships, if that can create more soldiers for our cause, because if you consider yourself black and feel like there's a black culture, then you raise your offspring from that union up, just like King Alexander told his men to do. Raise them with Grecian values. Yeah, and you raise your kids with black culture values, then why not do that? Especially when you are the minority. It is then your duty to fuck the women of the land you are the minority in. Then they're going to consider your offspring. When the last time you heard, tell me when the last time you heard a white man say to a mixed child, oh, you're white, come here. No, they automatically consider them black. So if our mixed kids are going to be considered black, then we have more soldiers. Like Dr. Umar Johnson's, his whole outlook is just weird. He might as well champion Planned Parenthood at that point. It'd just be like, yeah, we got to get rid of, you want to kill the soldiers of the future by not having them. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. All right, then let me go and fuck these white women, and let me put some waffle colored Negro babies up it, get them up out of there, and raise them up, and we gonna fight this war with the whites. Let me fuck some of these white women and get in some top positions in some of these white women's fathers' companies and get her to do my bidding. You go, Dad, it's just that he's a good man. And then I get in there and do some controlled opposition shit. And let's get a foothold in this war then. Like, that shit makes no sense what the fuck he's talking about. And furthermore, Dr. Umar Johnson, about him specifically, done raised so much fucking money for a fucking school. And it's like, fuck sending our kids to school. We try to get our kids out of school. We don't want to fucking... Where the homeschooling situations at for the black community? Where's the agricultural structure at for the black community? You know? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, your whole message is, what the fuck is that? How whites are keeping us down, how black men don't need to sleep with white women. That's your message? What? Where the fuck are your chickens? Dr. Umar Johnson lives in hotels. And people really listen to this nigga. All that shit about the white woman and you with the black woman and y'all hate each other. You can't even see your fucking kids. Matter of fact, that nigga's on child support. All that black community and the black woman is God and black love, and your woman put you on child support ASAP and tried to take you for half of what you got. How the fuck do you listen to somebody like that? What the fuck are the fruits of his labor except the money that he raised from the black community? Bro, and people think patriots pay for shit. Man, that whole black community side, they pay for shit. When all you got to do is tickle their ears. Niggas show up with money niggas didn't even know niggas had. Niggas start donating. White people ain't the only ones that donate. Hell no, that black community shit pays good money. It pays good money. From black people. Black women have a shit ton of money right now. They just throwing it niggas. Just tell us we're gods. That what the black women tell us we're gods. And we'll donate. Niggas have compound. Niggas are come outside eating Buffalo Wild Wings. And the black woman is God and get another $20,000. And be and all black queens. And black women lose their mind. Yes, he's preaching. Somebody said if the blacks ever find out who really controls the government, we're going to see some stuff. And I know you're talking about the Jews. I know you are. I know that's where you're going. But you're not going to see stuff because they think white people run the government. And do you know why they think white people run the government? Because white people identify as white. So they then look at skin color. Jews have white skin. Therefore, you are the same. You are not set apart because you refuse to identify yourself with either your country of origin, your ethnic background, or any of that shit. You're just white. Therefore, you get put in the category as the Jews. Bro, do y'all know? None of y'all have ever tried to explain the difference between white people and Jews to black people who aren't even on that type of time. They look at you like you're fucking crazy. Rightfully so. I get it. Because they're like, no, all of them white. They all white. I don't give a fuck what he say. He's white. Look at him. Because this world has taught you to focus on skin color. And then they still won't do shit. It ain't like black people gonna find out who runs the government and actually do shit. What the fuck they gonna do? Niggas been complaining about the white man on their neck for years, for decades, for a century. And what have they done? Some of the most hardcore I hate white people type of people have never caught one white body. And if you want to be honest, I've done more for the black cause than than Dr. Umar Johnson or these other black supremacist types, because I actually put down white people. I've actually fought white people with my life on the line. Son, we had a whole race war. A whole fucking race war. Like, do you know what that shit feels like? Like, people fantasize about this. I'm like, yo, do you know what that feels like to actually be involved in some shit like that? Like, really? And then they sit up here and then they'll say they don't respect me. And do you know during that race war, guess what the 5%ers and the Dr. Umar Johnson types and even the Nation of Islam, for those of y'all that don't know, the Nation of Islam, they're not the Muslims from the Middle East, no. They're all black. They're all black. And they have incorporated some 5%er rhetoric mixed with some Moorish science in there, you know, along with the Quran. Guess where they were at during the race war? Oh, they were on the fence. They were hugging the fence. They didn't want no parts of those white boys. Those big ass white boys. Those white boys were built like Nappa from Dragon Ball Z. All of those, y'all know who Mighty Mouse is? Matter of fact, I think me and Mighty Mouse were at the same compound. Mighty Mouse was locked up in Virginia Department of Corrections. Think of a bunch of niggas that look like Mighty Mouse that want to kill you. Like I think that nigga just goes around fighting random people now. And it's just tatted up. But that's what we were dealing with. Corn-fed white boys. And all of those more science and 5%ers and all of the super pro-black Dr. Umar Johnson types, the Pan-Africanists, they were some bitches. All of them are some bitches when the shoe dropped. All of them. All of them. So they can give you this rhetoric online. It'd be like, oh, you should stay away from her. You shouldn't date this. Nigga, you'll get your cookies took in the joint because you a bitch. Like, you fuck white men. And these be the people, and people take these type of people seriously. I could tell Dr. Umar Johnson a bitch by looking at him in his eyes. I don't have to see who he's fucking to see if he's a bitch. Bro, he's a whole bitch. And he has no fucking value. That fucking PhD in science and talking about getting our children off out of the white system, but yet you need white carpenters, white builders, you need white plumbers to get your shit up and running because niggas don't fucking want to. So instead of people listening to somebody like me, where it's like I show you the work because I'm an actual tradesman, people like, oh no, you can't sleep white and talk black. And then that mentality ensues, and then all you have is the degradation of a fucking people who consider themselves to be a fucking community. Based on what? Slavery? It's not even based on slavery. It's based on a movie produced by Hollywood called Roots. Amistad, The Color Purple. They're like, don't we identify with each other because we all just watched the movie Roots. That's it. That's all it is. Somebody said, what the fuck is a Dr. Umar Johnson? Somebody brought him up just now, and I went the fuck in on him because all of them. Who else? Tariq Nasheed, all them niggas. Like people, and then that's on the black community side. Like people listen to people who have nothing to offer the world at all. At all. Like at all. Like all that hatred for the white man. When the last time you picked up a gun went downtown and shot a whole bunch of white people. White people aren't hard to find. Some might say they make good targets because they stand the fuck out. When the last time you shot white people en masse? The white man got his foot on your neck, right? Right? You know what a white man at. What the fuck are you waiting for? So why are you preaching to the youth? Oh, the white man evil, the white devil. The white devil. The white woman is a witch. All right, nigga, gird your loins, trade in your purse for a sword, and get busy. You can say the white man, the devil, all you fucking want, nigga. You supposed to slay that. Who's a witch? The white woman? The white woman a witch? You know what scripture teaches. I suffer a witch not to live. So go be about that life. Like, if not, shut the fuck up, because you're not going to do nothing except raise money for some weird cause, like a fucking school. Like a fucking, they always raising money for a fucking school. Nigga, school is the problem. Want to put a nigga right back in school. Be like, we're going to make our own school. It's going to be for us, by us. We're going to have black curriculum. What the fuck is a black curriculum? And then I remember that one CNN episode I watched where Don Lemon was saying how right now blacks are 14% of the population. Then he gave the projections for the year 2050. Do you know it said blacks will still be 14% of the population, but Mexicans will outnumber the whites? What? It sounded, and Dr. Umar Johnson telling niggas to stay away from white women? No, nigga, every nigga, listen. Bro, if I was a black supremacist, it would be mandatory. You have to fuck white women, have at least one baby. All of you, right now. How the fuck are we 14%? Because those babies are going to be considered black. We need to up this percentage if we want to win this war. How the fuck are we? No bullshit. They really did this shit. They did this shit. They said, he was like, oh yeah, right now, black people are 14%. He gave Hispanics, he was like, Hispanic is this percent. And then he was like, whites are like, I don't know, like 68% in the country. Then he was like, yeah, by 2050, Hispanics will be like 62%, and whites will be like, I don't know, like fucking 20%, and blacks will be 4. That shit was wild. I was like, yo, you mean to tell me 50 years from now, blacks will still be 14% of this country's population? These are your projections? Y'all need to fuck more white women. Y'all need to fuck Spanish women. Y'all need to fuck these Asian bitches coming over here from time to time that talk about they 2.8%. Y'all need to get in that too, dig in that honey pot with the Winnie the Pooh style hand, that uni hand. That nigga Winnie the Pooh had the unifinger. Y'all need to dig in that honey pot. The fuck you mean stay away from these other women of other races? Nigga, that's genocide. What type of shit is that? And I can hear the black woman now. What about us? We fucking y'all too. Just shut the fuck up. I'm getting to y'all. We fucking y'all too. Have 2 families. Most of the men back in the 60s and 70s, they had 2 families. They had a family here and a family across town on the other side of the trash. On the other side of the trash. Ain't nothing wrong with black women. Black women, amazing, beautiful. All that shit is true. I love black women. I fucking love black women. Black women are getting the dick too. This isn't, I hate black women. Black women have attitudes. Wrong. When black women get the right man, all that shit goes out the fucking window. All of it. I just met my root. I'm good, but I'm just saying. Like, black women are getting fucked too. It's just like you go to Africa right now. What are you gonna do if you want to take over some shit? Nigga, start having kids. Somebody said black women are not afraid to tell you your jokes suck. That shit has nothing to do with the price of eggs in Chinatown. Any woman will tell you your fucking jokes suck, especially when they're not interested in you. Like that's it. Any woman will lie to you. Like any woman, they'll big you up, and in a minute they're not interested in you no more. It's like, oh yeah, you fucking suck. I had a woman tell me, my ex girlfriend, tell me, oh, we're gonna be together forever. I fucking love you. I love you long time. Black woman, I love you long time. Nothing against black women. It's just her. The bitch had 2 first names, so I should have known she wasn't shit. She was like, I love you long time. The next day I get locked up. A week later, that bitch do not write, call, text, put money on the books, no money on the phone, no nothing. I get out, she's fucking a nigga named Keith. I said, bitch, what happened to loving me long time? That's women in general. That's women. That's all of white, black. That's why people be like, oh, the white devil put the basketball star on child support. He should have stayed in his race. And I'm like, yo, do you know black bitches put black men on child support every fucking day? What do you think happened to me? So you can't even make that racial. They be like, the white women gonna marry you for your wealth and take you for everything you have. I'm looking at countless black women that do the same. It's women all the way across the fucking board. Like they are the same. They're not different species. They're not even different race. They're the fucking same. They're sisters, all of them. They just have different culture and a different way of going about things based on how they were raised, you know, an ethnic environment. But it doesn't fucking matter. When that light goes out, all pussy is the same. All of it. It's the same with the lights out. There is no difference. Y'all lying. There's no all pussy is the same with the lights out. I'm so glad the sun decided to retreat for now because it was hot as fuck out here. I was cooking. I felt like I had Crisco on my skin. I was just cooking. I felt like one of those hot dogs that be at 7-Eleven just rotating on the I felt like one of them shits out here. It was hot as fuck out here. Blonde hair has always been rare. That's why it's fetishized. That's why it's feta. Bro, I was out here baking. I'm not even gonna lie. Armpit sweating. Shit got real. Where the fuck is my S Pen? Oh, here go my S Pen. Oh. Oh, here you go in the sawdust. Somebody said I didn't expect that to be a conversation on here, to be honest. Well, I just talked about a lot, so I'm not. Somebody said right dread number 4. You were right there too. You seen it? Oh darn, you seen it? It was right there. It was good. It scooted up my shit. Somebody said, I never realized how much America talks about race until now. That's because America has been passed down bullshit. Oh, yeah, we gonna talk about it all.
Uh,
Excuse me. Anything. People said they never thought I would be talking about splitting wood here. So you can't just say that, bro. I don't know what the fuck I'm liable to talk about. It's just somebody said it's by design. It's just when Robert Stevens speaks in great detail how we are different, no hate at all, but some of us are more developed than others. That's why us whites build all the civilizations, but people aren't grateful. I give you that. So you say whites are more developed than other places. And this goes back to, I assume you're talking about Europe. So that goes back to a need for it. Different societies don't have the same needs based on environment. Where some people might build mega cities and smart cities, other people might have villages and live a more simplistic lifestyle without the need for all that fucking technology. So are you going to say those people are dumber than you? And you talk about whites like whites appreciate the civilizations they fucking build themselves. You know how many white people in America right now are complaining about the fucking civilization they built? Half of the white people in here right now feel like the walls are closing in. Not because of a lowered IQ civilization. No, not at all. Because of them. Because it's like you build traps for yourselves and then exalt yourself to the status of being the most high. Look at us, smarter than everybody else. And the whole time you're bitching about paying taxes. That's some shit you did. You don't like your government. Nigga, that's you. You don't like your systems. You're worried about the Jews coming in and snatching shit from you. How you build some shit, how the fuck you build a civilization and then you're worried about 1%, the Jews taking it from you and making you slaves. That means you fucking suck and your civilizations aren't worth living in, which is why a lot of whites prefer to move to rural America. They want to get away. You got people that want to get out and live like those people they used to make fun of. In a small village, in a tribe. That's all I'm saying. Somebody said you look it up. Somebody said this country was founded by a bunch of rich white guys that didn't want to pay taxes. What happened? And what happened? What happened to that? What happened? What happened to that? Not no more. So what happened? What happened? So at best, you could say whites had a moment in time. And then that shit soon went downhill. What happened to that? Now they love paying taxes. Sure, I want to pay taxes. They fucking love it. And everybody else hates it. We build civilizations. Yeah, civilizations that you fucking hate. You build smart cities. That's what you do. You build smart cities and then complain when they switch the meter out for a smart meter that's giving you brain aneurysms. It's like, this is the civilization and technology we built though, but my shit fucked up right now, son. Like how come Africa, you go to some villages in Africa right now, they don't have 5G. But here you are complaining about you having 5G. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Man, put me on the mountain in Jamaica any fucking day. Some of y'all just be like, all the other people of the world are ungrateful. We whites build all the civilizations. All the civilizations that fall. What else you got? You can't use that. That's faulty. That's what? Really, nigga? From Greece? And what did Greece fall to? Rome? To now what? Now it's just do as thou wilt. What the fuck is anybody doing right now? Except trying to get the fuck out. We are exalted because we're better than everybody. Don't even know what the fuck white is. What are you? Germanic? What the fuck did you build? The Germany was paying taxes to Jews. Weak. Don't do that. Don't do that, because then you open yourself up for people to come in and start dissecting more shit. And then when you put the title white on it, it just makes you sound stupid. Somebody said BMW. I digress. And Volvo. And Volkswagen. No, Volvo is Swedish. Volvo is Greta Thunberg's family. But that's all I'm saying. Like, so don't give me that we build civilization shit, because you're not happy with the civilization you built. At all. Like, at all. At all. Then you build civilizations and start doing shit like Drag Queen Story Hour. And then complain on Twitter about it. You build Twitter too, right? And then complain because they censoring you all the fucking time. Nigga, that's your system. Some of y'all right now would rather live in the mountains of Jamaica or excluded somewhere away from that bullshit civilization shit so you could just live your life and be left alone. Does that sound like a bad idea? Exactly. It sounds good, doesn't it? All right, now imagine villages and tribes living like that. All over Africa, Jamaica, anywhere. Now, does it sound too bad? No. There's somebody listening to me right now that didn't pay their fucking taxes and wondering when the IRS gonna kick down the fucking door. Yeah, does living in a small village somewhere that's underdeveloped and doesn't have smartphones sound so fucking bad right now? No. These niggas always want to go to the Cayman Islands and do all types of other shit. Like, nah, nigga, stay right here in your civilization. You built it, right, nigga? You're better than everybody else, right? You might as well stay in these penitentiaries you built too, nigga. The natives never asked for internet. They didn't want it. Who wants it? No one wants it. No one in their right mind, no village. And we all started from an agricultural background. All of us, everyone here. That's how we survived. That is why we are here. All of us were farmers. We descend from farmers at one point or another. Civilization, the Industrial Revolution, building mega cities, technology, that shit was seen as demonic. It was. And you have a lot of cultures in a lot of different countries that decided to stay away from that. Because of how you're feeling now. Somebody said the steam engine started it all. I think that's the only reason they ended slavery in America was because of the invention of the steam engine. It's like you don't need a bunch of niggas no more. What the fuck we picking cotton for? You know how much it costs to keep a man alive so he can work? Now we got steam engine. The steam engine was the first example of a human labor being replaced by robots. Niggas not picking cotton no more. Nigga, overhead is too much. Labor is too high. Labor is too fucking high. Free range slavery, also known as taxes. It sounds like you would rather be in one of those small, underdeveloped villages right now, living your best life. Simple, free from the ATF, the IRS, all these other organizations and civilizational shit that you built. Some of y'all are in such bad financial situations right now that y'all would take a mud hut over the trapper shack you currently live in. Land taxes and shit. But we build civilizations. Yeah, and then complain when your civilization you built charges you land tax. Yeah, put me in the village. I'm all about the tribe in the village. I'm a village type person. Africans wouldn't even maintain the railroad the French left for them because their heart wasn't in it. Why would they need to? Why would you need to do something you don't feel the need to do something? Especially when you don't understand it. If you have a set way of life and this is how you live your life and this is how your ancestors lived their lives, the people you descend from, Why would you change it because somebody from a foreign nation came and told you to? And it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if the change you are preventing takes hold 150 years from now. That's like owning a Cracker Barrel and a bunch of Africans moving in and telling you got to start serving fufu. And you say, yeah, we're not going to do that. Your heart's not in it. But 150 years from now, all Cracker Barrels are serving fufu. And now your descendants are like, yeah, they should have. Why would they ever refuse to serve fufu? It's like, why are you asking another culture to give up their traditions? They're like, fuck a railroad. We drive lions to work. They don't need a fucking railroad. Did you ever think of that? Africans couldn't maintain a railroad because they were like, what the fuck for? We don't even fuck with the African villages down yonder. We don't need a railroad connecting us. Have you ever been in a neighborhood where they have tracks? Do you not know one side of the neighborhood does not fuck with the other side of the neighborhood on the other side of the tracks? That's like asking them to maintain the railroad. It's like, no. Fuck no. Walk or ride, they rode lions to work. Nigga, they like a railroad, nigga. We hop on elephants around here. Nigga, we have elephants. We don't need infrastructure. We don't need vehicle infrastructure. We have elephants. You know, they were on some Prince Ali Mighty as he Ali Ababa shit. Like we gonna hop on this elephant, and this is how we get to and fro. Our women transport barrels of water on their heads. Why the fuck do we need to maintain a fucking railroad? Now, you go up to Europe, it might be a different story. People are cold. People got to get shit done quick as possible. Hey, man, it's fucking cold. You know, you get a coat, and you're like, yo, I got to get there. And they're like, why do you have to go there? And they're like, because. And they're like, where is there? And you're like, there is far as fuck. So like, yo, we can't just hop on a saber tooth. We can't just what's a European animal? They're like, yo, we can't just hop on a fucking lemur. We can't ride a German Shepherd over there. We might as well, you know, we need infrastructure. See how different situations bring about different needs? And maybe this is why you feel like you build civilizations and the rest of the world isn't catching up. Maybe the rest of the world isn't trying to catch up. And the older I get, the more I feel like they have a point. All you did, the white man, to that one white guy, was build a civilization that he is now in bondage to. And now you complain about your birth certificate. Now you complain about Social Security. Now you're trying to define sovereign citizen when that's fucking retarded. Oh, shout out to Freedom Inc. It's like, yo, and before you know it, you're like, yo, just put me in an underdeveloped village so I can live my life unbothered. I'm sick of this shit. But no, humans can't do that. Now you have to use that. Now you have to use a failed system as a means for which you can be exalted. Now you're using a failed system, and it's failed. All of it. Now you're using a failed system and failed politics is a mean by which to exalt your name, the white man. Like you want to exalt your civilizations that you say you built when you don't even like them. And you want the rest of the world to cower before you and your retarded civilization that you let the Jews take from you. It's like, yo, just put me in a little village somewhere. I'll learn how to ride an elephant. Half of y'all complain about gas prices right now. You know, go get a fuck. You think they're doing that in those dumbass train tracks that the Africans refuse to maintain? No, they're not complaining about gas prices. Why? Because Globalism. Because they didn't want to maintain that because they already have a ride. They're like, they whistle and the elephant show up. They hop on the elephant and they go to their grandma and nana house. No train tracks, no smart cars, no smart meters. They have a hut that they build themselves. They build homes. All of them. All that organized. They don't have unions. Half of y'all in here hate unions. You're like, the union is the downfall. No, well, there go your civilization. That's you. That's what you're happy about. It's like if I was in that world where I consider myself if I was in that world where I consider myself to be a white man, I would pick another point of pride other than we built civilizations. Because nobody likes the civilizations that you built, which is why you still have underdeveloped shit. Because they're underdeveloped and they look at the alternative and they're like, they're doing what? Nah, nigga, we gonna stay right here in these huts, nigga, and drive Mtutu and them. Mtutu. And then the elephant shows up and gives them a ride anywhere they fucking want. They talk to lions. Meanwhile, y'all over here, which is civilization, complaining about drag queen story hour and gas prices and Joe Biden and fucking food coloring in your food, traces of aluminum every fucking where. Niggas be like, the civilization we built. Look at them. They live in a little village and they don't even have iPhones. And then get online and complain about food coloring, cancer causing agents every fucking where. You got some Asian communities that live on nothing but yogurt and live to be like 130 years old. And here you are, 40 years old with half an eye. Here you are in the civilization you exalt with half an eye, half a nut, endless drag queens. This is the missus over there. She got a shelf out right now. Are you painting? All right, say less. Do your thing. I'm not. All right, that's what's up. It's all good. Somebody said you seem to be confusing whites with Jews. Jews are white, so that's just retarded at this point. You see how simple it is to get shit confused when you consider yourself to be white and can't actually pinpoint origin. So you could be talking to somebody, just because I know doesn't mean everybody know. I fucking know. But if you're waiting for people to wake up, you could be like, they're confusing Jews with whites. And the people you're trying to wake up are like, Jews are white. Because everything is based on skin color now. That's how you define race, right? Not tribe, but race. Somebody said Jewish is a religion, not race. Wrong and wrong. Judaism is not a race. The Yahudim, it's a people. And it's not those people claiming they are Jews. I'm going to just tell it to you like that. It's not a religion, nor was it supposed to be a religion. There's a better argument for the tribe of Levi becoming its own religion instead of the Jews. But the Jews, they were just a nothing southern tribe who merged with the tribe of Benjamin. That's it. Yehuda was one of 12 sons that descended from a guy named Israel. That was literally his name. Like, not metaphorically, not in spirit. No. This nigga's name was Jacob. Then he had a name change to Israel, which can be loosely translated into one who wrestles with Elohim or, whatever. Israel had 12 sons. They became the 12 tribes of Israel. The whole country was known as Israel, but it had 12 parts to it. It was 12 tribes. All right? One of those tribes was called Yehuda, the Yahudim, Jews. Then you also had the tribe of Levi, which was also one of Israel's sons. Levi and Judah were brothers. It is not a fucking religion. That's like you having children and calling your child. What's your child name? You got a kid. What's your kid name? Kenny? You got a kid? Okay, so you got a kid named Kenny. That's like saying Kenny is my religion. The Rastafarians tried it and it's fucking retarded. It doesn't work. The person is not the fucking religion. Judah was an actual person and his descendants are the Yahudim, which were a part of a tribe, which are a part of a bigger people called the Hebrews. Moses was a Levite. He wasn't a Jew. He wasn't a Jew. He was a Levite. So was Moses. So was Miriam. She painting the fuck out there. She's painting shelves. Like they were Levites. They weren't Jews. So it's not a religion. And according to Torah, the Levites were the royal priesthood. So the Jews, according to their own scripture, have no business considering themselves to be a religion. The Levites were keepers of the faith, the Ark of the Covenant, the promises. The Levites were the priest, which is another reason the Messiah was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? When it came to the Pharisees, he was like, y'all not even, this shit not even biblical. But getting back to your question, no. Judaism is not a fucking religion. That is false. And also you cannot, there's no such thing as an atheist Jew. That is also false. Because for you to be atheist and consider yourself a Jew, that's like saying sovereign citizen. Like one part cancels out the next part. Like you can't just be an atheist Jew because you reject the very book, the Bible, that validates the claim of you being a Jew. Somebody say Judaism is a religion, Jewish is a bloodline. I like how you try to spin it. It doesn't change the fact. From the beginning, that was not so. It is now because man made it so. There's a way that seems right to man, but in the end, it leads to death. Judaism is not a fucking religion. That's not biblically sound doctrine. And if you want to talk about Judaism, you have to go by the Bible. Now, do a bunch of people get together and call it a religion? Yes. It's the same thing with race. Race doesn't fucking exist. Do a bunch of people get together and say black, white, da da da? Yes. And once again, man has a way that seems right to him, but that shit is fucking retarded. And from the beginning, that was not so. Judah was an actual person. His descendants cannot be a religion. For one, the faith Abraham had was not considered a religion. Nowhere in scripture does it talk about religion that wasn't a religion. You had a bunch of money-hungry Jews, Pharisees, and before them get together and like, well, shit, the Levites are out of the picture, so I guess we can kind of do our own thing now and, you know, keep the temple and all this other shit. But that's not correct. And I'm not saying that because I think I'm better than their text says it's not correct. It's like the Levites were the ones that accepted sacrifices, um, did the temple rituals. It was the Levites, Moses and them people. Somebody said, thought Judaism was the following of Moses and the Ten Commandments, or no, because Moses was a Levite. So if you want to take that worldview, you could say the followers of Moses and the Ten Commandments were Levites. I don't know why you would call them Jews. There was a Levitical priesthood. You should read Exodus again. Exodus, Deuteronomy, the following books. The Levitical priesthood. Yeah. It wasn't the Jews running shit. It wasn't the tribe of Benjamin running shit. It wasn't Naphtali, or the other tribe. There's 12. And the tribe of Levi had the blessing from the Creator to guard the temple and keep the temple. Somebody said, I love to hear Jonathan Kahn comment on this. I'm not saying Judaism isn't a religion today, but I'm saying it's false. And the Jews claiming they are Jews are not fucking Jews at all whatsoever. And there's people that legit think they can convert to Judaism. You fucking can't. You can't. You can't, because Judaism isn't a religion. Abraham was not a Jew, yet Abraham spawned Isaac, Jacob, Israel, and the 12 tribes. Abraham was a believer. And scripture says, I believe in the book of Hebrews in the New Testament, he died not receiving the promises, but believing that they were to come. Some might say Hebrew comes from a root word which means to cross over, which symbolizes the fact that the Creator told Abraham to leave Babylon and go to a land which his descendants will inhabit. And he did. He left behind riches, glory, all that other shit. They said Babylon was one of the most beautiful cities ever. Streets paved with gold. You know, beautiful architecture. Nothing like we see today at all. But yeah, if you want to say Judaism is the Old Testament, then that means you would have to call Abraham a Jew. And he wasn't a fucking Jew, because the Jews didn't exist during the time of Abraham. Because Judah was Abraham's great grandson. And Abraham had a lot of kids, all of whom are Semitic, not just Jew. But what the fuck was I talking about? Somebody said, so it was no Middle East before the Western world. I have no idea what people are talking about, but I don't know. You can deduce that this didn't take place in Europe because, I mean, we have the Greek Septuagint, which was, they say, the first translation from the original text of Aramaic. But then you have the Dead Sea Scrolls that predate that, and they are in Hebrew, which they don't speak in Europe. So Somebody said not just Semitic. No, Semitic, meaning the descendants of Shem. Remember, Noah had 3 sons, Japheth, Shem, and Ham. They call Shem's descendants Semitics or Semites. And this is why the whole race thing gets fucking retarded, because it's like they were brothers. So no matter how you look at it, pretty much everybody you see is your fucking brother. And you don't know who's Semitic and who's not. Like, no one's lineage is that down pat that they're like, oh yeah, I'm Semitic. Why don't you go off on Lord of the Rings like this? I don't even know who the fuck. I don't know what you're talking about. The fuck is Lord of the Rings talking about? I'm looking at her in my peripheral painting. Like, she's literally at the table painting. And I'm getting fumes. And I'm like, what the fuck? The fuck she got going on? I hope we're not hanging more shelves. Somebody said, no, we aren't brothers. There's a strong argument for that. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. Just because you don't like it does not make it so. I mean, you could argue that Cain hated his brother. He still killed him. That nigga was still his brother, though. They still had offspring, though. Nigga, we might be brothers. That's all I'm saying. The monkeys are y'all BG. The monkeys are y'all BG. I'm sorry. I mean, you could. I mean, there's an argument for that, but it's like then you got to explain the monkeys. It's like, yo, there are monkeys. Like, do people not see monkeys? I see monkeys. We need, somebody say, put down your phone and discipline your woman. I'm about to. We see monkeys. I don't know why other people don't see these monkeys, but these niggas are still here. Zaboomafoo, y'all don't remember that nigga? Zaboomafoo, the lemur. Why the fuck are there still monkeys? How come I'm not in monkey form? If I am indeed a monkey, how come I am not in monkey form? That's all I want to know. Like, I'll give you me being a monkey. I do feel like going ape shit sometimes. Like, I do have the grip of a fucking gorilla. But why the fuck are there still monkeys? Somebody said lemurs aren't monkeys. Zaboomafoo that doesn't agree with that. Zaboomafoo wants to know your location. Somebody said he was mixed with panda. Lemurs are monkeys. And don't Google shit neither to try to prove. You have to Google shit. I'm going off cap. Don't try to Google shit and then come back here and be like, nah, he sees Zaboomafoo was actually a German Shepherd, right? With a costume on. Oh, y'all doing some other shit in the live chat, but I'm just saying, like, for the people that's just listening and driving, like, I give you, I'm a monkey. And that's playing into the evolution shit. We're no longer on a biblical, foundation here. So I'm a monkey, then why the fuck are there still monkeys? How come those monkeys haven't evolved into me? How about Sasquatch? How do they evade? Somebody said I'm like 20% monkey. Then what? Oh, but then who slept with a monkey? If I come from monkeys, then that means you're saying the white man was already here. That means the white man had to sleep with monkeys then. Like, how the fuck am I 20% monkey? If blacks are 20%, I like this, and let's walk through this. If you're saying that whites aren't monkeys and blacks are monkeys, and then your percentage is 20%, then what cracker slept with a monkey to make me? So that means white people laid down with monkeys to create a subhuman species to be 20%. But yet you have white people here boasting about civilizations they built, that they hate to live in themselves, and saying we're the original monkeys. But you slept with a fucking monkey. You're happy about sleeping with monkeys. What if monkeys evolved from people? Yo, that's fucking deep right there. Like, monkeys evolved from people, like we just degrade over time like that. Like, that's some type of Netflix shit. Like, what type of shit is that? That's a whole movie. Wait. Yeah, that's like a movie. Like, yo, there is a show like that. It's called Wayward Pines. I'm not, in case one of y'all want to watch it, it's called Wayward Pines. That was a good show, because in the beginning you're like, yo, what the fuck going on? But it talks about how, what people eventually become. That shit wild, son. Wayward Pines, that was a good one. Like, I'm sure a lot of truthers will have some gems to be like, yo, look, did y'all see this shit? I'm gonna break it down for y'all, and again, like, break it into 5 parts. That was a good little series. They DNA test in Egypt for it. So your basis for it is the DNA test? That shit is as believable as the PCR test. You talking about the same DNA test that tells me I'm Hitler? Like, my shit say 80% German, 2% Nigerian, 1% Jamaican, 18% fucking Somali. Have you ever seen a monkey and thought I'd smash that after a few beers? No, not me personally, but apparently white people have. BG Hitler, y'all. Bruh, that same DNA test that y'all getting y'all weird ass stats and statistics from will tell me I'm Hitler's descendant. Like, straight up. They'd be like, yeah, you're like part King Leopold, a little bit of Hitler, a lot of Genghis Khan, and part Thomas Jefferson. They'd be like Mansa Musa too, a little bit, sprinkling a little bit of Mansa Musa, like Bitcoin, bam, and that's you. And then they always add the Irish part of it, and they'd be like 2% Irish. All DNA, they'd be like 2% Irish. I don't give a fuck what you were before the Irish came out. They'd be like in 2% Irish. You could be all black, 2% Irish. They'd be like whole China, half Bobby Brown, 2% Irish. They always add that Irish part in there. I'm like, everybody's fucking Irish. Then you look further into it, and you got an ancestor that had the last name O'Leary. You be like, yo, where the fucking O'Learys? Have you heard of the theory that people all come from the same origin, but as land drifted apart, we developed different characteristics? That's what the Bible says. That's biblical. Like, there's no other way to explain Asian people. How else do you explain Asian people? If you believe the account of creation as told in Genesis, the Bible, then yes, we all come from, we have a point of origin. You know, we were made in the image of our Creator, but then there's Adam, We are descendants of Adam, the first man. That's it. That's all to it. Like, we are one. Like, that's what I'm saying. And then the rest of the shit, different features and characteristics, and who got a flat nose, who got a wide nose, and lighter skin pigmentation to absorb more vitamin D from the fucking sunlight, and darker skin to survive harsher, hotter climates, and all that other shit. The thin nose, the long nose to inhale the frigid air and be more efficient at it. All that other shit came into play later. But we're all the fucking same. And that just speaks on how humans don't evolve, but adapt. They adapt to climates, to their environment. Like, we adapt. Like, we conquer. Somebody said the cradle of humanity isn't in Africa. Come on, man. I'm not saying the cradle of humanity is in Africa. I'm giving you the account as told in Genesis. Whether that's in Africa, Europe, Asia, America, doesn't fucking matter. We are the same. But they have rescinded the account that says the oldest bones were found in Africa. Now they're saying the oldest bones were found in, I believe, Iran. I believe they say Iran. So it's possible we came from what is now modern day Iran. It's possible all of it was one continent, not just Africa. That's just what man came and named it. Man was like, oh, African, after some European general or some shit. Just Africanus. Like, all this Africa. So you can't say, oh, come on, man, we all come from Africa. Nigga, we all come from somewhere. There are all these fucking plates. What if they all used to be connected and we were all one? And then just maybe slowly drift apart, or if all the continents were always separate, maybe we just got the beefing and went our separate ways. Like, there's no way else to explain it. Our languages were confounded because we were building skyscrapers. Like, you do realize that, right? Like, go read Genesis right now. We were building skyscrapers. And the Most High came down and was like, oh, fuck no. Fuck no. Y'all all up in here. No. You know, all working together and shit. Trying to be giants among men. And then languages got confounded. And then when you can't speak the same language as somebody, you tend to stick to people who speak the same language as you, and you go somewhere else. You're like, and you're like, I don't understand you no more. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And you're like, mucho gracias. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna just go over here with the people that sound like me. And it's like, then over time you develop differences, different facial features, higher cheekbones, different head shapes. So I say, you think God split up the continents when he split up the languages? I don't know. But I don't have the answers, but I do believe the account of creation as told in Genesis. Scripture doesn't say he split up the landmass when he split up the languages, when he confounded the languages, but maybe it leaves something to think about. It's not nothing I'm gonna lose sleep over. Maybe we all dwelled on the same landmass, and over time that shit split apart. Maybe not. Maybe all the separate continents were already here, and all man had to do was find them. Like, we had pioneers from day one. Like, after the shit that Cain did, he was sent away. Where you think he went? He traveled. You know, like with who is another one you could think about. It was like he was fucking his sister. You know, that's something else. He took his sister with him and fucking her and got busy. But he traveled, and now you're that nigga's offspring. Some of Cain's descendants are in the live chat right now questioning me. Imagine that. So you got Cain's descendants in the live chat right now calling me 20% monkey. No, you fuck monkeys. Just keep it 100. Somebody said the Bible was written by Jews. Wrong. The original text predates Judaism. And none of the prophets were Jews. Well, I can't say that, I'm lying. They were, because David was from the tribe of Judah. But because after the northern 10 tribes went into captivity by the Assyrian army, then in comes Babylon and took the southern tribes of Benjamin and Judah into captivity. And then you had, yeah, but no, no. Jew literally means Judah. Exactly, and Judah was an actual person. Now the Grecianized it and said Judas, but like that's the difference between the original text and the Greek version and the Aramaic or Hebrew version. Like it was Yahuda, but they Grecianized it and it became Judas. But the same guy who betrayed the Messiah for a couple shekels. Judah was part Nephilim. I mean, you can't prove it, not using the scripture. It doesn't say nothing about him being part Nephilim. At all. And I think it's some bullshit going on with that Nephilim shit, because part of the reasons a lot of these biblical truthers be like, Lucifer was mad at the creation of humanity was because the angels couldn't procreate. Like they don't carry seed. So they can't fuck a human and get a human pregnant. Like that goes into a whole nother debate. Like I think Hollywood played a big role in getting people to believe that Nephilim, that giants were actually the children of angels and women. Which if you read by the Bible in this language, it sounds like that's what was happening. But in other texts from the beginning, that was not so. Like it clears shit up. Like a Strong's dictionary and some will give you a lot of insight into what original text said. Somebody said the Bible changed after its translation. Where you can go online, you can read the closest thing possible to the original translation of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and that shit is different. Like there's nothing about there's nothing that support giants in there or Nephilim at all. Like it's just worded different and man interprets it that way. And right now, even in the English, it's the term giant is used as mighty men of mighty, like Nimrod, who wasn't actually a giant or a Nephilim. He was just someone who set his face against the creator, a rebel, or what the fuck ever you want to call him. Caesar Borgia was his name. Yeah, I get that when people be like Jesus was white. I'm like, yeah, he was. Jesus was white as fuck. What is that, French? Caesar Borgia? Who's pope? What? That nigga's father was a pope. What was that nigga's name? Caesar Borgia. I don't even know how to fully say the name. I know what you're talking about though. I'm like, yeah, Jesus was definitely white. That picture proves it. Now, whether or not that was the Messiah, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, Jesus was white. Somebody said, dude, come on, how can Jesus not be white? Oh, he was white. I'm with you on that. Caesar Borgia, that photo of Jesus looking like a faggot, looking like a flaming faggot, long ass hair. No carpenter had hair like that, I promise you. And just feminine as fuck. Just sitting there looking like it. Yeah, Jesus was white. Bro, that's a faggot. That's not the fucking Messiah. Don't fucking do that. Y'all not supposed to make idols anyway. That's white. That Jesus. Jesus. You can't even define what Jesus means. I'm not even gonna go there, but yeah, that image, yo, that image suspect. That's a Blair White, son. Like y'all, they be like, hey, give me white. Jesus was white. I be like, and then they show you a picture of Jesus. You be like, yeah, he's white. Like it just doesn't make sense that. And then if you heard, yo, shit. And it just doesn't make sense that he would have long hair like that. Because you even heard Paul say it was not socially acceptable for a man to have long hair in that day. And especially he was a tradesman. So he would have had a short haircut. All of that long flowing hair and looking like Awaken with JP. Y'all think Jesus looks like Awaken with JP? Yo, can you shut the fuck up? Yo, child support helicopter. The child support helicopter. I paid that shit. I paid rears and everything. And then another alpha male frog jumped in. They got Alex Jones, got y'all bugging. Jesus took a vow of poverty. He wasn't working. Bro, he was working miracles all the time. That's work. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But John the Baptist was a Nazarite. John the Baptist had long hair. Guaranteed. The Messiah is a whole nother story. And where does scripture say he took a vow of poverty? Nowhere. Maybe that's what he did, but you know how hard you got to work to duck them stones that the Pharisee throw? They were expert stone throwers. Like you do know that, right? Like that shit was no easy feat. When they was like, yo, in the account, you read the book of Matthew right now, and they talk about when the Pharisees showed up and threw stones at the Messiah, and how he got up out of there. He pulled a Randy Moss. He was on some Randy Moss shit. And got the fuck up out of there every time unscathed. But it's hard work. But he was a runner. Like he'll say some slick shit and then get the fuck up out of there before the first stone got thrown. Yo, that is the funniest shit. Like people read the Bible and fall asleep. I read it like, yo, he was a runner. Like every NFL coach, they be like, yo, he needs to get drafted. The Pharisees were expert marksmen with the stones. You still have people in the Middle East that still throw stones. Like they're good at it. Like they're official. They're like they throw stones. They're stone throwers. Y'all think a bullet hurt? You get hit with the right stone going the right velocity. That shit fuck up your life. Somebody said we are back on the Jesus character. No, we're not back on the Jesus character. We're talking about the Messiah and how, you know, stones were thrown and he knew how to get up out of there. Like people think Neo from the Matrix ducking bullets was good. Like I would love to see him dodge those stones. They show that everywhere the Pharisees went, they carried stones to throw at people. Like that, they were about that life. Like they didn't just have a pocket full of stones for no fucking reason. Shout out to UGK. They didn't just have a pocket full of stones for no fucking reason. Like they used them. Michelangelo intern butt boy posed for his statue of David. Bro, they feminized all of them. Doesn't even matter. Somebody said the only thing that matters is being good to each other and race mixing. Apparently that's a no-no. which is why that was the topic today. It's not just about being good to each other. No. It's about not race mixing. All right. It's about separating whites and blacks like a fucking laundromat. When I say race mixing is a huge no-no. My daughter could crack her brothers in the head from 30 yards from the time she was 4, part Jewish. Bro, they throw stones. They throw stones and they're good at it. These are just the facts. Ask Ben Shapiro. I'm sure he still know how to. That nigga do everybody. Yo, I will throw a stone. Yo, no bullshit. My sister caught me stealing her fucking Twinkies, and she took a piece of ice out of her cup and launched it clear across the room from the living room into the fucking kitchen. Like, I swear she curved the ice cube and everything. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. It's just that was amazing. I remember thinking like, and that shit hit me in the chest. That shit hurt. It hurt when it hit, my knees buckled. My knees buckled on impact. I was like, you threw this shit from a whole nother room. Somebody said you deserved it. I did, but it hurt, and she curved the ice cube. Like that movie with Angelina Jolie and them. Like, she curved it. Like, that shit curved. Like, that shit was impossible. Somebody say, how was the lamb? It was good. The lamb was good. I lost my S Pen. I made lamb ribs once, best ribs ever. Man, shout out to you. BG can whip up a mean dish. And people aren't just saying that, people actually seen it. Like, I've proven myself. Like, I'm not just saying it. When I say I can cook, or when I say I know my way around a grill, everybody in here knows I know my way around a grill. Like, that shit is no lie. Like, I'm not just saying that. And you've seen it live. Most people edit it. Most people edit, they crop footage, they finish a cook and then show you the end result from a whole nother video from somebody else's cook. They'll copy and paste, they'll Photoshop some shit. I showed you the whole process live. Somebody said there's 13 bloodlines. No, there's 13 incestuous families. That's what I hear. Fuck those bloodlines. No one. Fuck them. My bloodline, my pedigree, my lineage. Numbers 118. Does he still have that yellow vertical type smoker? Bro, you saw me use it for like the past 4 days. Like, of course. Gaslighting the barbecue industry. That's because Hank Hill convinced all of rural America to go out and get propane burners. Like, y'all gave up y'all charcoal grills and stick burners for propane because fucking King of the Hill told you to. And then you want to complain about the climate change agenda and going green and shit. And here you are with a fucking propane grill. Here you are waiting on propane prices to go down so you can cook out. Somebody said, I'll give you Because I can't, my phone is so cracked, I can't just touch it with my finger. It wants the S Pen to touch it. Like, that's what I don't have. It's not in my pocket. Somebody said propane is the gayest. Man, tell that, don't say that, because then a war is going to start. Huh? Yeah, when you get a moment, bring it out. Don't say that, because then wars are going to start. And no, it's not necessary. But people love their propane grills. You still can't explain why less were developed, Rico. What? Oh, black people less developed? That shit sounds funny. I don't even know how y'all feed into that or get mad about it. Like, I think about shit. Like, when you really think, no one has any argument, no one has any valid argument for why somebody else will be less developed. The only legitimate argument you have for there being a less developed people would be to argue with autism acres. Like, vaccine injured people are less developed. Everything else is just perspective. Like saying you build civilizations and then pointing somewhere in rural Africa and being like, look, they still live in like teepees. It's like, yeah, because they want to. They are developed. They have hunting styles that you don't have. They know more about nature than you do. And here you are bragging about a fucking iPhone and fucking smart cars and smart cities and paying land taxes and voting for the lesser of two evils and paying a game warden to go fishing and everything else that comes with your civilization. You know, they down there living simple. So you can't say, oh, they're underdeveloped. Oh, there's a Kyle behind me up in the tree. You know, so I mean, there's an argument for that, but it's just perspective. What's not perspective is autistic people. Well, that is too, because some of them are smarter than non-autistic people. You have some autistic people that have more intelligence than just random regular motherfuckers out here walking around. The IQ of Autism Acres is higher than some of the people that be commenting in the live chat. You believe white people and black people exist? Do you believe white people and black people exist? Bruh, clearly I am brown. So if I want to identify myself with color, I'm going to be a coffee-colored Negro. Didn't nigger come from the Spanish word for black? Don't they still say that till this day? Negra. What is that, brown in Spanish? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It really, like I said, all this doesn't even matter. People believe it. But I'm just here to say from the beginning, it was not so. Somebody said, no, it's black. It's black. It's black. It's not brown, it's black. All right. Well, is it negra? Negra. It's black in Spanish. It's black. Hold on. Don't let me Google this shit. It's either black or brown. Negro is black in Spanish. You sure it's not brown? It's black. You know. Okay, I clearly came from the Spaniards. Something else the Spaniards passed down to their descendants. And then you slang it and you get niggers. The niggers. And then from there, people hop in and get emotional because you've been led to believe that it's personal. It's not even personal. It's just a fucking word. It's just a description. It's no different than Ethiopia. You know what Ethiopia means? Black faces. It comes from a word that means black faces. It's the same shit. black faces. Nigger comes from a Spanish word that means black. Somebody said, we're merino, BG. No, I'm coffee colored. I don't know what the fuck you are. I don't know what you are. I'm coffee colored. Cafe is brown. Oh, I'm cafe. I'm not even Negro. I'm cafe. I'm a cafe and then. But no one takes the time to actually make the distinguish. You just push everything in one basket. It's just like, fuck it. But if you want to get technical, yeah, I'm cafe. Somebody said, dude, get educated. Bruh, my mind be all over the place. Somebody said, my family has freckles and burns in the summer. What the fuck is that? In the UK, y'all just half cast. I don't know. I mean, but to that one person, it was like, do you think we all come from one point of origin? Yeah, I do, because there's no way else to explain Chinese people, and there's no other way to explain why people prefer different climates. Like even right now, some people like whites. Yeah, the sun clearly doesn't like them. You can say that. But they can brag about their infrastructure. But what they can't do is act like some of their countries aren't the leading places where you find skin cancer. Like Israel, Australia. It's like, so we develop, there's a need to develop systems for protection, which is why other places have other things and other infrastructure set up that other places doesn't. That's all I'm saying. It's all the same. I'm a pecan. Can't go nowhere without my high horse, BG. That's all I'm saying. Like, clearly some places have more, you know, are more prone to skin cancer and, you know, other things of that nature than other places. Our infrastructure is where everybody goes to, though. Not because they want to. It's because of destabilization. Are you talking about the flood of immigrants? No Mexican is like, oh, I'm gonna just go to America. It's because their countries have been destabilized and they want to go somewhere else to make a better life. Nigga, that's human. That's natural. But from the beginning, that was not so. You're not going to have any Mexicans where everything is doing just peachy and roses in Guatemala or Venezuela, and they just be like, you know what, things are good in Venezuela, let's go to America. It's not going to happen. Like right now, you got a lot of Americans that want to get the fuck out of America and go somewhere else because they feel like the walls are closing in. Like, but when America's doing good, are you just gonna want to up and be like, you know what, America is fucking fantastic. Let's go to fucking Africa. Let's go to Europe some damn where. Let's go to Guatemala. No. So yeah, you're gonna have people coming in from outside of the country to come to your country because they shit fucked up. And there's a clear path, there's a hand that's kind of guiding their actions and herding them into that pen. But typically people are happy where they're born. Just like people in China, y'all call it the Communist Party, but the people that grew up there, they don't give a fuck. They like China. They like, yo, this is my shit. They like, I like China. It's like, so you got destabilized people and disgruntled people. Yeah, they're gonna fucking move. If I was single, I would go to Mexico. Shut the fuck up. Yo, is that a hickory tree? I think that's a hickory tree. I think that's a pig nut hickory. That fucking bird is just like, it got closer. Somebody says it's not all a white man if you think it's a white man. See, that's the thing. Like, you're not gonna convince people that it's not the white man doing it when you consider yourself to be white, and that's because of the color of your skin. You see how easily shit can get misconstrued? This is why my zombie apocalypse is not going to tolerate any form of identity politics based on physical features like skin color. That is the dumbest shit possible. Because now you open yourself up to attack. So when the Jews go down, you go down too. Nigga, you're white. They're white. By default, guilty by association. But we're not the same. Nigga, skin color is association. You're going down. And then white. And I understand what you're saying, but then you try to sit here and try to explain the difference to people that don't give a fuck. And then you sit there and say Jews got kicked out of 109 countries. Yeah, in Europe, because they infiltrate shit. They're crypto Jews. You can't crypto some shit unless you look like the people you're cryptoing. That's how you blend the fuck in. Like, you don't see no Ashkenazi Jew acting like they're fucking Nigerian, trying to fit the fuck in and rise to the ranks and gain positions of power. No, they do that shit in white nations. Why? Because they're white. All they gotta do is speak a different language and blend right the fuck in. Nose and all. What else you gonna do? That's what happens when you open yourself up to white. You better get specific. Hitler was specific. That's why I said shout out to Hitler. He wasn't on some white shit. He was fucking up white countries. He was like, he was giving them niggas the business, but he was soft. You know, he wanted peace, which looked like it led to his downfall, because his opposition didn't want peace. But that he distinguished shit. Like, he drew distinctions. He was like, no, tribe, race. It was like define race. He was like, you see those the Polish? Yeah. This is Germany. That's Poland. We have different practices. We have different backgrounds. We have different interests. Culturally, we are different. Race. That's what he meant when he said race. Hitler was whacked out on drugs. Hitler was too busy trying to protect the German Shepherd, passing animal rights laws and shit, building Volkswagens and shit, with a weird mustache. But he drew a distinction. So you can't just, he didn't say the whites. It was like, no, the British. Who we at right now? The British. Winston Churchill, he's British. Like, he's not white. What is this white shit? That white shit didn't exist. And he painted. And he liked to paint. He was the Bob Ross of painting. Hitler had ain't some of his paintings like in art galleries today or some shit? Didn't they like hide them shits because they were embarrassed? I was like, no, he was on some Bob Ross shit. You know, when he wasn't putting Jews in easy bake ovens, apparently, you know, he was doing Bob Ross style paint nights. Hey, that nigga went to art school and everything. I heard that Gaddafi was also beloved, and Gaddafi was coffee. Me and Gaddafi had the same, like, well, he was lighter than I was. But yeah, that's what everybody there says. Like, he was really trying to put his country first. Like, he wasn't on no Trump shit. Like, he was really about that. Man, where the fuck is my S Pen? I need like a little shirt pocket Somebody said Hitler was a tweaker. He was focused on women and getting high. Yeah, there's a lot of people here that defend getting high. And I'll be like, I don't want that shit in my zombie apocalypse group. And then people be like, no, you have to see what happens is we get high, we're more efficient. But here you are bashing Hitler for getting high. Like, he was too fucking high. All he wanted to do was get high. He wasn't focused on the war. I was like, now you know what? I don't want base heads and weed heads in my zombie apocalypse group. And y'all think Hitler was the legends and lore of what the mainstream narrative of Hitler, y'all think that is bad. Y'all don't want to be a part of my zombie apocalypse group, because I'm telling you right now, I will have real work camps, official, like real, like honestly. Like, have you ever seen the movie Beast of No Nation? Yeah, that's me. Beast of No Nation. Without that gay shit though. I don't know what the fuck was going on between him and that boy. That was wild. Let me take that back. I'm Rick Grimes, bitch. Yeah, Walking Dead some shit. With work camps. Yeah, real work camp. No easy bake ovens, no fake gas chambers, nigga. Real work camps. Nigga, what was the Pharaoh that was that had the Hebrews as slaves? Yeah, I'm him. I'm him. I'll have people building shit for no fucking reason. Like, I'm him. They be like, what? Why are we building it? We can't do nothing with it. We can't work with it. I'll have people digging holes for no reason. But it's a psychological operation, because they're like, yo, we digging holes. Is it our own graves? Like, what are we doing? I'll have people moving piles of wood from one side to the other side just to move it back to this side and then back to that side. Yeah. Just to keep you too busy and too tired to revolt. Bro, I'll take that Willie Lynch shit to a whole new level. At the end of the day, people in my camp know we will survive, because I'm not playing that shit. Shit gonna get real Levitical. They be like, oh shit, getting Levitical. Anyway, I might do this, man. I didn't do shit for the first hour. I sat in the gator for like 40 minutes and came back here. Matrix Breaker came in. I talked. Matrix Breaker, you still here? Let's go half on land in North Carolina and get it going, BG. We might. Matrix Breaker ain't here. The one that Jim Bob banned. How the fuck Jim Bob banned you, bro? Somebody said Desmond Tutu over here. I don't give a fuck what you call me. You can call me nigger. You can call me King Nigger. Your ass gonna be in a fucking work camp. And trust me, man, look. Y'all think it's a fucking game, bro. I do not, bro. I have a standard. I have a stand. I don't give a fuck what you call me. Tyrant, nigger, Joe Biden. It doesn't fucking matter. We getting shit cracking. Somebody said you don't own enough land. That's the thing about the zombie apocalypse stuff. Yeah. I got a backup. Thank you.
Check here.
Oh, you found the Aspen? Man, look. Because I had the backup jump, right? Now I got chopstick. It was like chopstick. Take that shit. Now I can end the live stream. I found my S Pen. I can't hit the X button right there. It's right there, my screen crack. The X to end the live stream right there with my screen crack. Now I can end this shit. But before I ended, I was just looking for Matrix Breaker because I want to ask him how the fuck. Somebody said you have to conquer. I'm built to conquer. You hear me say that shit every day. I am more than a conqueror. I don't care if you are not. Bro, we're taking over. We're taking over. Somebody said no race mixing. In my zombie apocalypse group, all your previous old world thoughts are out the fucking window. The minute you join my zombie apocalypse group, we are one race. We are one crew. There is no, oh, the white race. If you think like that, you're getting shot. As a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm gonna just ask you some questions. You're gonna have to pass my test because I do not have room for dissent. And when you start getting people in your group that start divvying up themselves and dividing themselves up like that, it will come. It may not show up right away, but it will come if you allow it. As a leader, I can't allow it. I also can't have you giving up the location of our camps. So I'm going to have to kill you. There is no, we are the same. And if you want to believe in race, we are one race. The minute you walk through the gates or whatever to join my zombie apocalypse group, we are one race. I can't have people over there talking about, oh, well, we're the whites, and people over there, oh, we're the blacks. Because then those people have children and they carry on that same erroneous thought. And before you know it, I have an America on my fucking hands. Huh? Shit starts looking like America. Just divided, and before you know it, you got liberals and Democrats and Republicans and conservatives. And then you got people talking about, well, my people, and you like, wait. We're all the same people. We all are one. How the fuck did this happen? Is it because you didn't put your foot down and stamp that shit out? Like when people enter my zombie apocalypse group, I got one question. What is your race? You, me, us, one crew. That's it. That's it. That is somebody say black, white, no, out, wrong. Go join Alex Jones apocalypse group. Like, we don't play that shit, bro, and we gonna get shit cracking. We gonna get shit cracking, and our descendants is gonna keep shit cracking, because we won't raise no fucking victims. No fucking, our descendants of our zombie apocalypse, when we die, when that first generation of my zombie apocalypse group people, when we die, yeah, our descendants is gonna go hard. Take over more land, more resources than we did, because we don't raise bitches. And the key is not instilling that bullshit race shit in their heads. They gonna come out crushing shit. What? All the men? That's why I need mighty men in my fucking group. I don't need no fucking anomalies and Tim Pools. I need tradesmen, craftsmen, marksmen, iron workers. Bro, what? Shit. And then we gonna take over lands and convert people to our way of life. Yeah, there is no satiating the beast and trying to merge with another fucking culture. Nah, we got our own shit going on. So when those people when that apocalypse group over there needs resources and needs skilled labor, and they say to themselves, well, maybe we can join up and form another group. No, nigga, you can join our group. And you gotta let that bullshit ideology you have go. And then our kids grow up, not confused, but assertive, dominant. The women, the young ladies, you raise your daughters up to become pillars of the household. That know how to hold shit down, but still gentle. That you instill values in them. That real value, not that artificial get on Instagram and take a whole bunch of selfie shit. You know, the men, they go out, you know, always war ready, 10 toes down, but they understand value. They have morals. We're not We are one. You look at him like that's your brother. That is your brother. There is no cracks, no room for division. The weak has to be weeded out. And I'm not talking about weak physically. I'm talking about weak mentally. That shit has to be weeded out. Nigga, Sparta. Go watch the movie 300. That's us. That's gonna be us. Yo, I'm out of here, yo. I'm out.